Stakeholder capitalism. If you're familiar with terms like ESG, regenerative agriculture, sustainable technology, sustainable behavior, circular economics, then you're probably familiar with the term stakeholder capitalism. And if not, then you're about to learn something new today. First, we have to understand what capitalism is, and we have to understand what flavor of it we have today. Let's hop onto one of our favorite websites, Investopedia, an economic system characterized by ownership in which the free market alone controls the production of goods and services. Now, let's take a moment. An economic system characterized by private ownership. I own this, you own that, I get this, you get that. I'm responsible for this, you're responsible for that. Our lives and well-being are pretty much our own problem, our own liberty, and our own benefit all at the same time. No one has to be here. So it's either we embrace it or complain about it. The choice is yours. You shall yield whatever reward is due your way, right? That's what we're saying, right? When it comes to the sense of ownership, it appeases our collective ego as well as our individual ego. It's the feeling of choice and opportunity that usually makes you feel free. You have the freedom to choose, and you have the opportunities to decide what to choose. Now, if we actually go and look at the market, this can lead to a few different outcomes. Let's say the market hyper focuses on individual freedom and liberty. Now, what's interesting with that is that leads to consumer capitalism. That means the goal is always going to be based off of individual wants and needs, not collective wants and needs. I will sell you something that may or may not benefit you. The goal is for me to get something out of it, though. And you should probably feel the same thing. It's like a weird contradiction. You don't even have to solve any real problem, hence why it was like a meme to buy a pet rock, or I don't know, selling pet rocks. No one did that, right? And then there's also like the monkey NFTs, like the showmanship with it. It doesn't really do anything for somebody, but you know you got scammed if you bought one. Now, let's say the market focuses on collective ego. This is where you can get things like socialism, populism, communism. Quite honestly, we don't have the technology to make that possible today. Maybe if we have AI that does all the jobs that nobody wants to do, we could do that. But I don't think we're quite there yet. And then we have stakeholder capitalism. If we dive back into Investopedia, we can see this. Stakeholder capitalism is a system in which corporations are oriented to serve the interests of all their stakeholders. Among the key stakeholders are customers, suppliers, employees, and shareholders in local communities. Under the system, a company's purpose is to create long-term value, not maximize profits, and enhance shareholder value at the cost of other stakeholder groups. So, just because you profit doesn't mean you should always aim to maximize and increase profits. There should be other metrics you actually look for to make sure that you are creating value for the world. If you're just lining up people's pockets and extracting value from people to the best of your ability, you're not helping. You're not a good company. However, if you profit and you create value, then good job. You're doing a good job. Each of us actually need to start looking into stakeholder capitalism. There's been a lot of talk with the World Economic Forum, the Great Reset, as well as what is this, like month 2, month 3 of the recession? Some people say we're not in a recession, but come on. If we actually look at the economy, it's pretty much on a house of cards right now. So we have to actually start creating sustainable systems, good ideas, good businesses that help solve problems and not just extract value and make the world a worse place. Now, you may be wondering, why does this matter? Why does stakeholder capitalism matter? There's so many people who take that term out of context, not understanding that it actually is within everybody's best interest to care about this. If you care about accelerating or progressing humanity in order to raise the collective standard of living, this matters to you. If you care about improving life for yourself and those around you, this matters to you. If you are exhausted from con artists, assholes, and short sighted individuals manipulating the current culture and behavior for their own benefit, it matters to you. This is an important time in history. We need to be focused on creating businesses and systems that solve problems, helps make the world a better place.
If stakeholder capitalism is for you, then do we have news for you? Download Webblen, a mobile app that pays you to be engaged in your community. Whether you're checking into different events, showing up to actually plant a tree, spending time with friends or family, or even creating new technology, as long as you're out there in your community with others around you, you get paid. Now, where does the money come from? Sponsors, donors, organizations, and municipalities that are aiming to improve the health of their community. That's right. We allow organizations all across the globe to improve their ESG score to make sure that each stakeholder in their community are better off for it. So go on, download Webblen and get 5 free Webblen today. And until next time,